Hello everyone, this is Prodigious TCC, that's Prodigious the Trading Card Collector, and today we are going to be taking a look at my Don Quixote Doflamingo deck. I was hoping to have a different video out today, but life has gotten very hectic lately, and I just haven't been able to edit the Pokemon video, but One Piece and Pokemon next episode. But before I get too far into explaining this deck, I do want to say, if you like One Piece, if you like Pokemon, if you want to play either of those or find deals on Japanese Pokemon, English Pokemon, Japanese or English One Piece, anything like that, I will have a link to a Discord down below. It's my pal DK's Discord. He's got a big community, lots of deals for cards, lots of community there who play both of them, and we have little tournaments going on and all that kind of stuff. It's a great community to get involved in. We are working our way up to having larger scale One Piece tournaments and hopefully Pokemon tournaments. So if you're interested in playing, or even not in the tournament, just playing on your own with some other people to learn more about the game and whatnot, huge, awesome community. Link for the Discord will be in the description. So let's jump into this deck profile. So you'll see here, my leader is Don Quixote Doflamingo. He's got Dawn 2, so when you attach 2 Dawn to him, when attacking, I can rest 1 Dawn and reveal 1 card from the top of my deck. If this card is the 7 Warlords of the Sea type character card with a cost of 4 or less, you may play this card rested. So the whole thing of this deck is kind of manipulating the top of your deck so that you can use this ability to put out more bodies without having to pay for the cost. So that is what the idea for this deck is. This is an extremely budget version. I think maybe 20 bucks. All of my decks are budget versions because I don't want to buy the $40 cards and stuff like that. So all of these are pretty budget versions. So let's get into my lowest cost card first, which would be these 2 Gum Rains. They are 0 cost, trash 1 card from your hand, and it is a counter. So it's just a nice, easy trash a card, 0 cost counter, and then I can return up to 1 character with a cost of 2 or less from its owner's hand if I use a trigger instead. So I've got 2 of those. My next card is the 1 cost, 2000 power Don Quixote Doflamingo character card. It is on play. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. So that's a way for me to manipulate the top of my deck. Either if I see something I like, I can put that one on the top and then use the leader's ability, or get rid of all 3 of them if I don't like it. And then Dawn 1, when attacking, I may trash 1 card from my hand, place up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. So just a way to get rid of things, mainly used for searching the top 3 cards of my deck. Next up, so I have 2 of those as well, so 2 of those. Next up, I have 4 Perona, 1 cost, 2000 power. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. So same thing as the Doflamingo, except it is 5 cards instead of 3, and I don't have that extra ability, which I never really use. So this is just another way to easily look through the cards, see if I want them, see if I don't want them, where I want to put them. And I've got 4 of those. Next up, I just have 1 Desert Spada, another counter card. I can look at the 3 cards from the top of my deck and place them top and bottom however I want. So, I mean, 1 cost counter, get to look at the top of my deck kind of thing. It's nice. And then trigger is draw 2 cards, trash 1 card from your hand. It's nice. It's just a nice little ability to look at more cards and have a counter. So I just got 1 of those. Next up, I have 4 2-cost Alvidas. Dawn 1, when attacking, I may trash 1 card from my hand, return of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less to its owner's hand. It's good. I can get rid of something that's annoying if I wanted to. Mainly it's there for the 2000 counter. It's a 2000 counter. It's really, really nice to have that 2000 counter, and that's mainly what this Alvida is here for. I mean, it's always nice to get rid of something from your opponent's play area and put it back into their hand, but it's really there for 2000 counter. That's why I have 4 of them. 2000 counter is really nice. Next up, I have another, so this is my 3-drop. It is Mr. 2 Bon Curry. It is a 3 cost, 4000 power. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Baroque Works type event card and add it to your hand, then put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. The only thing I can get from that is the Desert Spada, the one copy. The main reason it's here, again, is another 2,000 counter. I could have swapped this and the Alvida out for basically anything with the 2,000 counter. These were literally the cheapest cards, so I just grabbed them. I mean, if I can find the Desert Spada from it, that's awesome, but I really am not using it for that. I'm using it for the 2,000 counter. Also, if I need another body on the board, it's got 4,000. I can throw Dawn under it and attack a leader if I need to, but it's there for, like Alvida, for the 2,000 counter. That's why I run 4 of them. Next up is another Don Quixote card. Now this one is a blocker, 3 cost, 4,000 power, 1,000 counter, but this is a blocker, and on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and place them top or bottom in any order. Again, so I can throw this down, I've got myself a blocker, then I can look at the cards that I have on top of my deck, rearrange them so I can use the leader, Don Quixote's power, get another body on the board for cheap. So it's nice to have a blocker, and that ability work perfect for the deck, and I've got 4 of those. Next up, as a 3 cost, I have 3 Deathwink. Deathwink is a 3 cost counter. Up to one of your leader or character cards gain plus 6,000 during this battle, then draw 2 cards so you have 2 cards in your hand. It's just a nice counter to have. It's blue, and it's great if you've discarded a lot of your hand, or this is the last card in your hand, you can play this down, get 2 more cards in your hand, which is always nice, especially with you being able to manipulate your deck, the top of your deck, and what it looks like. If you know what you're going to get, you can play this, have an empty hand, and draw those 2 cards that you know you wanted. And then its trigger is return up to 1 character with a cost of 7 or less to its owner's hand. Sometimes you do like bouncing some of these on-play cards, like Perona or Don Quixote Doflamingo, the blocker version. Sometimes it's nice to bounce them back to your hand just so that you can play them again to look at the top cards of your hand or your deck. It's a nice way to bounce cards back, user effect, if need be. So the next I have is 4 of these Gecko Moria. They are 4 cost, 6,000 power, 1,000 counter, just vanilla, no effect. They're just nice. They can be played with Don Quixote Doflamingo's ability because they are the 7 Warlords of the Sea. It's just a nice way to get out 6,000 power character with only having to pay 1 Dawn for instead of 4. So it's nice to have. They go out easy because of the ability. I've got 4 of them, and they've got a 1,000 counter, so they're pretty nice. Next up, I have 2 of these Gecko Moria, 1,000 counter, 4 cost, 5,000 power. On your turn, this character gains double attack if you have 5 or more cards in your hand. So, I mean, it's nice. It can come out because of the same thing. It is a 7 Warlords of the Sea, so you're able to put that out, get it out with only 1 Dawn instead of 4. And if you have a nice full hand, you do have the ability to double attack, which is just nice. Next up is a very nice card. I love these things. These are Bartholomew Kuma cards. They are blockers. 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter. They are 7 Warlords of the Sea, so you can get them out with the leader, and it's a nice blocker. And on KO, play 1 Pacifista with the cost of 4 or less from your hand. So it's nice. If this gets KO'd, the next card I'm going to talk about can come out from your hand for free onto the field. I run 4 of these guys. They are awesome. Put these on the top of the deck, bring them out with your Doflamingo, and they come out rested. If you can use them as a blocker next turn, awesome. If they get KO'd, if you have a Pacifista in your hand, they come right out. So the next card is Pacifista. There are 2 versions of Pacifista at the moment. One is just a vanilla, I think it's 6,000 power or something like that. It is, you could call one of those out and you have someone to swing with pretty easily, pretty nicely, right onto the field. But this is the one I'm using, which is a 4 cost, 5,000 power. It is a blocker. And it says, under the rules of the game, you may have any number of this card in your deck. So I could have 40 of them if I really wanted to, but it's just nice to be able to, if Kuma falls, Pacifista comes out, and I have another free blocker, which is another way to, if you know, get things rolling if need be. It's really fun and a great way to just, oh, Kuma's out there, I use this to block, he goes away. Pacifista's now out here, and I can use it to block, and it's just a real bane of people's existence for playing against me, which I love. Next up, I have 4 Boa Hancocks. Got 4 of them. They are 4 cost, 5,000 power. They are 7 Warlords of the Sea, so you can use the ability Don Quixote Doflamingo leader ability to get them out onto the field if need be. 1,000 counter. It says when attacking, draw 1 card and trash 1 card from your hand, then trash up to 3 cards from your hand. So, I mean, they have the ability, 5,000, so you can bring it out and you can swing with it next turn if you wanted to. It has that 5,000, so you don't need to throw Dawn underneath it if you don't want to. And if you want to get rid of your hand, maybe because you have the Deathwink, so you want to get rid of your hand because you know what's on top of the deck, and then you can counter with the Deathwink and get 2 more cards. That's a possibility, but it's just a nice swinger. Incredibly inexpensive. I think it's like 25 cents Canadian for these cards each, so it's $1 for these 4. 4 cost 5,000. It fits in with the deck and the ability to summon them and go from there. So next I have 4 of these. These are 5 drop, 7,000 power, 1,000 counter, just a vanilla crocodile. You can't really get them out with the ability, but it's just nice to have a big swinger. Again, 25 cents each, so I've got 4 of them. They were $1. Woo, big budget, I know. It's just nice to be able to swing with something. Swing something 7,000 on their own. The opponent is going to have to bump up their regular 5,000 power with plus 3,000 to get over that 7,000. You throw an extra Dawn under here. Now you're looking at having it like it's just nice. It's nice to have a big swing. And my last set of cards are 4 Dracul Mihawk, same kind of thing. It's just a vanilla big swing. It is 7 Warlords of the Sea, but it's 6 power or 6 cost, so you can't get it out with the ability. But again, 6 cost, 8,000 power, 1,000 counter. It's a nice big swing if you need to. At the end of the game, you've got that extra Dawn sitting around. You have that ability to swing large with this if you need to. So that's kind of my budget Doflamingo deck. It is my Don Quixote Doflamingo deck. I like it. I like it a lot. I like being able to figure out what is in my deck, what I want to put on top of my deck, and bring out with Don Quixote Doflamingo. It's fun. It's a budget deck. It does what it's supposed to do, and I enjoy it. I know there are a lot of different deck lists for this. I think one Doflamingo deck just won Gen Con or something like that. So like it is a pretty good deck, and this is just a nice little budget version of it. But I hope you enjoyed this little deck breakdown. Next week I will be back with a Pokemon video on either Wednesday or Friday, and One Piece on Monday. If you want to join the community, you can subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. There's also a link for the Discord down below. On that Discord we have lots of deals, lots of people playing games, a really nice community where you can talk about One Piece, Pokemon, the whole shebang. Again, it will be linked in the description below. But yeah, until I see you next time, my name has been Prodigious TCC, and see you guys next time.